Community Encompass is a Christian community development organization that's committed to building neighborhoods from the inside out.
This organization started with five guys who went to church together in the neighborhood, who got together one morning for coffee and said, what can we do? And they bought one house, and they used that as a transitional housing, and from that seed we now have over $1 million organization that does what I think is extraordinary transformative work within a community. And it really shows what can be done, starting at a small scale and growing to meet the needs and identifying the needs of a community and trying to make a difference.
When many of us look at our downtown neighborhoods, we see stark poverty. We see dilapidated homes, broken windows, cracked sidewalks. We see unemployment. We see hopelessness in the eyes of the unemployed. We see failing schools. And so we as people of faith really want to engage these issues of poverty. And we as the church are called to enter into places of brokenness.
It's important for people to feel that somebody cares and that somebody's interested in what they're going through. So just to have a personal touch with somebody and let them know that somebody does care for them and are concerned for them, I think it's better for all neighborhoods if they had people thinking and hoping and believing that somebody was on their side.
The thing I love about Community Encompass is my business won some awards last year, but probably the most rewarding thing I had and the most I got paid was from my involvement with Community Encompass.
There are about 6 programs that Community Encompass operates, one of which is Sacred Suds, which is a laundry and shower facility on the south part of McLaughlin neighborhood. Low-income folks come in, they wash their clothes, they clean their bodies, all for a very low cost. And this really helps with basic self-esteem, it keeps people employed, it keeps kids in school. Very, very basic need. But at the same time, this is an opportunity again for us to really hear from the folks that we want to serve, to engage them in the change, to learn from them, and to create a shared vision of change together. Through the process of asking questions and listening, we've discovered that there are natural leaders in the neighborhood, and we're really committed to raising up these leaders and equipping them to grow into the out front kind of leadership that the neighborhood so desperately needs. Bethany Housing Ministries, which is a transitional and supportive housing ministry for homeless families. We also acquire and rehab and resell homes in the neighborhood to increase the home ownership rate within McLaughlin neighborhood.
I probably could not exhaust the many ways that you can end up homeless. I can only talk about it from my perspective. There were a lot of factors. Some of them surrounded divorce. Some of them surrounded income, loss of income. Sometimes it's medically connected. And so from those different ways, I found myself needing help.
Michael and Tracy Jackson entered Bethany Housing Ministries, the transitional housing program that we have for homeless families. Michael had been homeless for a number of years, and we worked with this family for a period of 5 years. So again, it's not a short-term fix at all.
Community Encompass was good at helping me understand how to put something away. I didn't have that before. I was just paycheck to paycheck and couldn't see the importance of building something over time, building a savings account for unforeseen mishaps that come along in life. And so it was great information that helped me become more stable, I think, in the sense of home ownership, going toward that, working toward home ownership, which presently I am a homeowner now.
The Healthy Neighborhood Project is a collaborative with several partners within McLaughlin Neighborhood, churches, and the McLaughlin Neighborhood Association. This is a partnership that strives to identify and mobilize the gifts and the assets within our community.
People need to take ownership of their neighborhood, and we try to promote that in the McLaughlin neighborhood. One example that I can think of is McLaughlin Elementary School. It was slated for closure, and the whole community got together to keep their school open. And so it was very essential for the neighbors to get together. They spoke in one voice, and it was just great to see that our school is now open. Our enrollment is up. We have new technology. So that's why I like to have the neighbors involved in what the community is doing, because it's more powerful when you have everybody fighting for the same cause.
My wife and I moved into the McLaughlin neighborhood in 1979, and we've stayed here because we believe that the Lord has put us here to do His work amongst our neighbors. Many of them look different from us. Many of them have different priorities than we do, but they are all children of God. And so we have walked alongside our neighbors, trying to be as much of assistance and help to them, but also engaging them so they can be helpful to us. It's not a giving situation, it's a gaining situation, because we both gain when we share.
Our youth employment program is exactly that. We hire 10 to 15 neighborhood youth to learn employment skills in a variety of jobs: urban farming, construction, house cleaning, and the youth are also trained in leadership development alongside of the job training. McLaughlin Grows Urban Farm is the newest initiative of Community Encompass, and it is a community social-based enterprise that seeks to employ neighbors and also transform the local food system to provide more access to fresh organic produce to our neighbors than what has previously been afforded.
The time when we put the shell on the greenhouse that we use for McLaughlin Grows to grow urban vegetables that the kids produce and then they take to market and they sell, to see some of the testimonials that I've seen from different folks that we've worked with over the year is incredibly rewarding.
So the involvement that we need from churches and people of faith is really a long-term commitment. There's a lot of churches who want to come into the neighborhood and do a quick service project, but you can tell that the transformation that needs to happen within the neighborhoods downtown Muskegon is a long-term investment. And so we invite youth groups to come into the neighborhood and build a relationship with the youth in our community. There's a lot of exchange that can go on between the lives of youth that share a community but maybe live in different neighborhoods.
I'm hoping that whoever sees this will understand how important you are and what a difference just your presence, just your words of encouragement would make to someone who's sitting on a stoop. You don't know what they're thinking, and you may be fearful of them, but a word of encouragement might be just what they need to hear to get up and say, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to die. I want to live because of a neighbor, because of a teacher, or just because of a kind word.
So, if you have the opportunity to contribute in any way possible, even if you just want to keep us in your prayers, we very much appreciate you taking the time to listen to us about our passion, and hopefully you can share that passion with us.
If God, I would say, is tugging at your heart, and you have been agreeing with that feeling of wanting to do something to make impact in communities and for people that are struggling, you know what? I would suggest that you connect with some of the organizations that are already doing that.
We depend on people of faith, both inside and outside the neighborhood, to join this momentum for change. We need you to engage incarnationally. We need you to move into the neighborhood. We need you to give of your time. We need you to financially invest with us into the lives of the youth, the new leaders of this community. We need you to believe in this vision. We need you to help us.